And we're ready.
Oh, okay. Welcome, Wait, is it what?
We're recording. We're live.
All right, welcome everybody. This is Wrestle Talking to D, a special Wrestle Talking to D edition. I'm your host Martez, but I'm not trying to talk much tonight. But I guess I may have to a little bit. This show is already going off the railings. What I have my friends from the Guerilla Position. They've been kind enough to allow me to interview them throughout the September month, well into October, and I'm happy we are able to do this show tonight. I don't know what it's gonna look like, but let's get into it. What's up, everybody?
Peace.
Oh yeah! Oh yeah! I am the host of the Macho Ghost. Oh, do it!
That's not Macho Ghost, is it?
What the hell was that?
Guys, it's me. It's Charley. It's me. Did I have you fooled? Of course. I put on this little demonstration to try to prove once and for all that the Macho Ghost and I are two different people. Clearly, if I was the Macho Ghost and the Macho Ghost was me, I would do that bad of an impression. Now, would I?
No, I mean, clearly not Swink. I mean, you know the Macho Ghost. He inhabits your closet. That's clearly not the Macho Ghost.
That is one of the worst Macho Man Randy Savage impressions I've ever heard.
I could do a good one, but I can't. But I'm going to keep this hat on. I didn't have time to take a shower. Which is really the whole reason behind the bit. But let's not. Martez hates when I get behind the scene.
That's all good. It's all good.
So anyway, it's me, Charley Erickson.
Hey, Charley, I'm happy you're here. I know the other guys are happy you're here.
We are happy you're
I don't
here.
know about that. Now, guys, you introduce yourselves too.
Swink, go ahead.
I, of course, am the Swink, Nick Swinky, host of TGPW, the Guerilla Position Wrestling, the most unprofessional professional wrestling in Fire Pro Wrestling.
Yes,
And
you are.
Who's the dark Sith?
Well, let's just say we're doing a little Jedi tonight. I'm Steve. You know who I am. Let's just move on. Martez, give us something to talk about.
All right. Thank you, Steve. First of all, tonight we're talking to three of the greatest minds in the world of wrestling. Yes, I said it. These are three.
Wrestling is in trouble if that's true.
These are three of the most legit wrestling minds in the world. First, tonight I'm just going to toss out different topics, and we'll see how the guys respond to them, if you will. Okay, first of all, I want to talk about
Don't
the current
say Martha. We're a Martha 3 zone.
Okay. All right. I want to talk about the current state of professional wrestling right now in terms of current state of mainstream wrestling. Nothing against the independent promotion, but I really want to pick you guys' brains about the current state of wrestling with WWE and AEW. And let's start with Steve, and then we can work our way to Charley and then Swink.
Which is apropos. I'm hanging out our names on the screen. Is this a nickname of yours? Your screen name is Kusi.
Really? I don't know anything
from
about.
Now on, I'm calling him Kusi.
I don't know why that's that. I don't know why that's saying that, but
it's either your name. You're either named after an
39D.
electronic device or a drink carrier.
I don't know why it's saying that. Hopefully we can clean it up later. If not, oh well.
We'll edit in post. I don't know how to do that.
It's all good.
Are we sure this is even the real Martez?
I'm not even sure if I'm the real Martez sometimes.
It's like a bad game show. The state of professional wrestling.
Sorry, Steve, I interrupted you.
What now?
Sorry, I interrupted you. What do you think about the current state of professional wrestling?
Well, thank you for asking. The state of professional wrestling. It is a ebb and flow situation as it has been forever. There are things that are very different. There are things that are almost exactly the same. It just depends on your point of view, I guess. So I mean,
are you running for?
No, not at all. I mean, I feel like people are way too wound up. We've got two militias that are inching closer and closer to the battle, and I'm not sure why they want to fight, but here we are. So we have the WWE and we have the AEW, and everybody just I'm better, I'm better, I'm better. Yeah, it's all the same thing.
Absolutely.
So I mean, it's a point of view. You like what you like. Wrestling has always been that. Some people like this, some people like that, and it's great. It's great for everybody. The more opportunities, the better. Everybody likes it. I'm okay with all of it. There are some really great things in AEW, and then there are some really garbage things in AEW. WWE, there's far more garbage things than great things. So it's kind of the same way. TNA is so many garbage things that it's moving into the WWE. So there's a lot going on in the world of wrestling. And if you like what you're watching, enjoy it.
I know. Speaking of TNA, I know we got to get to Charley and Swink. I know Swink wants to preview TNA's Bound for Glory later on.
We're here an hour and a half just for that, just for fucking that.
Man,
let's preview it all. I'm game.
I say, well, what the Steve? All day long, we've been talking about this show, and Steve said all day long. Steve's like, I'm not talking about wrestling. I'm going back to the old days. I'm gonna rant, and I'm gonna rant. And he's dressed like the evil who seeped out the cracks of the basement of hell. He's got the hood on, and then I think Steve should just go back to his roots and rant and rave. And then when I say go back to his roots, I don't mean his hair, because most people don't know that Steve naturally blonde.
No, Steve's just old. Steve's just old and tired and has been through way too much shit. But that's neither here nor there.
I wouldn't mind a rant tonight, but yeah, that's neither here nor there.
You know what? I didn't really want to talk about wrestling because I talk about it too much. And, I am not really quite as informed as many of the people on this thing. I watch it sometimes. I read about it sometimes, but I don't care about it. I care about the wrestling that I'm doing. I don't necessarily care about the world around it. But, I think it's a great time because I think everybody has something they like. And it isn't always that way. I remember Charley back in the day when he had the things that he really liked to watch, and there was a lot of them, and it was great. And then time passed, and things started to suck, and he didn't have as many things that he liked. Now things have changed.
Did Steve just stop moving?
More things that he likes. Are we frozen?
Oh, where's Martez?
Martez will be back. The internet is a many splendored thing. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. This week, earlier in episode of the Power Hour, the same thing happened. It'll come out in the wash. But like I was saying, Charley likes what he likes.
Boxes on my screen. It's like a bad slot machine.
But it's back now. You can hear, right?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, so as I was saying before the internet froze and the world stopped, it could have been Armageddon. We would never have known it.
Swink never moves. I can never tell if he's frozen.
That's because Swink is animatronic at this point. He's been dead for years, and his mother built a robot. But that's fine. I remember back in the day when wrestling was fun and Charley liked it, and he watched a great many things. And then time moved on, and he didn't like as many things. And now time is back, and he likes a lot of things again. So that tells me that the pulse of wrestling is pretty good right now. Because when he likes something and is passionate about it and gets into fist fights with the Swink verbally about it, it's a good time.
Having a function.
Look at the robotic Swink over there.
A robotic Swink. Yeah, it's like a Chuck E. Cheese.
He's into some early 80s funk.
He's trying out for Devo.
All right, so Charlie, I think this is your turn to give us your opinion on
I don't know what happened when we cut off. But anyway, what I was saying is I think we've been through this with the solo interviews.
Yeah.
We all kind of started with the WWF because that was the big thing in town, although it's far from the original thing in town. And for me personally, I thought that's the way wrestling was. And then as I started getting older and being aware of other wrestling promotions and watching other things, I realized that, wow, all these other places are doing all these exciting things that I want to see. And then to me, the WWF, and I've said this 100 times, it seems like they want to get away with offering the least amount of effort, the lowest common denominator, because all of their shows used to just be squash match after squash match, and maybe one thing would happen. I started watching WCW in like 1980, and it's like there's all heck's breaking loose, and there's main event matches on every show, and then WCW, like Steve was saying, TNA, Lucha Underground, and all AEW, and all the other sprinklings in between. To me, all of it is more entertaining than what the WWE became. So part of I don't watch WWE because it doesn't entertain me. That's a completely separate thing from the fact that I think for years the WWE was run by cutthroat bastards who didn't care about wrestling and did all kinds of horrible things behind the scenes. And then you watch these other promotions, and then they're like, wow, they kind of care about their wrestlers and the stories. They want to entertain people and give them as much as they possibly can every episode. So I'm bored by the WWE, and I also don't like the way it was always run. I feel like they're a bunch of hypocrites and liars. So that's the two reasons there why I'm not interested in WWE. Don't watch them. The reason I don't watch is not because I hate them. That's part of it. But it's just like, to me, it's boring. It's the most boring style of wrestling you can get. So yes, I'm very pro AEW. I find AEW offers a little bit of almost everything, and a very nice package. And the vibe I get from it, and from Tony Khan, who owns it, it seems a very good place to work, a healthy place to work, and cares about the people and the wrestlers and wrestling. He was a wrestling fan like a little kid, like all of us were. So, how's that sound? Swing?
No.
I think he just likes thunder tits.
Well, I do.
Well, is Swing going to talk?
I was waiting. I thought Charlie was not finished yet.
Here we go.
Most likely, I'm still going to interrupt 3 times.
Okay, go ahead. The timer's on, Swink. We're ready.
Okay, so Martez, you and I talked about this in our interview about the state of professional wrestling. And Steve is correct. There is a lot of toxicity in the fan base, and people have chosen sides. You're either with AEW or with WWE. So there's a lot of tribalism. That's the word I'm looking for. That's the thing I've noticed a lot about wrestling in 2025. As far as things that I enjoy in professional wrestling, I guess AEW is probably the closest thing to what I like about pro wrestling in 2025, but it's also very flawed in a lot of ways. But at the same time, I would rather watch that than WWE because WWE does not appeal to me anymore and hasn't for a number of years now. But as far as the rest of the world, I think that what they're doing in Mexico with CMLL is really great. And more people should be watching that. And Joshi is doing really well in Japan. Stardom is selling out buildings. They're doing better than the male wrestling promotions in Japan. So, and New Japan, things have been going downhill, and they need to get Gato out of there as Booker because I think this guy is all out of ideas, and they need to bring somebody in fresh and come up with some new ideas because this House of Torture stuff, it stinks. But yeah, that's pretty much it in a nutshell.
Awesome. Now, I don't know if you guys feel the same way I feel about this, but very uncomfortable with.
He stuck to his time. That
I am
never
very,
happens.
I am very uncomfortable with the relationship between TNA and WWE, and I think it proved it last night with that TNA versus NXT show last night. Was, in my opinion, was pathetic. It was a waste of time. It was a waste of my time, and I almost feel like
That was 2 days ago, Martez.
it was 2 days ago. Oh my god. Okay, but yeah, thank you. But yeah, it was 2 days ago. 2 days ago, it was just a waste of my time. I don't know how you guys feel about that. I feel like WWE secretly owns TNA, and if they do, I'm not happy about that. How do you all feel about that relationship, the TNA and the WWE?
I'll just say real quick that I'm the only one here who is a fan of NXT, and I really like it. I know you guys hate it. Last time we were on there, Martez, or when Swink and Martez were on there, Martez called it atrocious. I don't know why you guys hate so much because out there, and I won't mention now, but watches a lot of it. But I think all know that this is the history of WWE. It doesn't only own TNA, but it has controlled TNA. And if everything we've read over the years is true, the contracts that they set up with these companies, are they either make an effort to pay you or they don't? And if don't, they suck all the money and talent out of you, and you pretty much go belly up. Swink could probably list off a half a dozen different companies that happens to. So let's entertain. I didn't watch this week's. I haven't finished Dynamite. Halfway through Dynamite, and I haven't watched NXT yet. But I enjoy it. So when I enjoy something, I am able to give a lot of the flaws, just enjoy it. So I'm taking a lot of fun between AEW and NXT. What do you think, Swink?
Okay, so to answer Martez's thing about WWE owning it, they did put in a bid to buy the company, but they have not purchased TNA yet. Now they put in a bid, but the thing is, someone else can come along and buy the company from who the hell owns it? Anthem. There we go. Yeah. Someone else could come along and can buy it from Anthem, but the WWE have to approve of the sale. That way, Tony Khan can't come in, let's say, and try to buy the company. So then, they can be like, oh, no, that's not going to happen. So they have to approve of whoever buys the company, but they did put a bid in it. So I don't know when the whole, I don't know exactly all the details, but I do know, like I said, they put in a bid so they can buy the company if they want to. And they're pretty much treating TNA kind of like another developmental, like another NXT, with the way that they're sending people over there and vice versa. And now we have this whole invasion angle going on. And so, yeah, I have been a longtime TNA fan since 2002. We talked about this. I bought the weekly pay-per-views back in the day. And I do not like the fact that they are working with WWE currently, and I would prefer if they were their own separate thing, not being used as a tool in this war between WWE and AEW, because that's what I feel like is going on right now with TNA.
I just wanted to add before Steve talks. Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Okay. My picture is frozen, but on my screen. I just wanted to add real quick before Steve makes a comment that arguably, now that AEW is around, obviously WWE is the big mammoth company. So the number one, AEW is number two. So arguably, there's a big drop off, but you could say that a year ago, TNA was the third largest company in North America. Maybe not North America, maybe in at least the United States and Canada. But now that now that the WWE has taken over TNA and lined it up with NXT, it's like Swink is saying, no one views TNA as a third largest company anymore. They've put them on the level of a developmental company,
right?
And it's all in there. Evolve, NXT, TNA, LFG, whatever the heck that is. And all this, and they bought AAA in Mexico, which is on hard times anyway. So that's not a really solid company anyway. So, and they have all the most of the AAA talent interacting with NXT as well. So in one fell swoop, they've dropped the level of competition. They brought them into their camp, but they've also lowered the expectations, I think, of fans across the country. And now really it's just AEW and WWE. I don't even know who you would consider the third largest company. Like maybe Swink said, maybe CMLL in Mexico and North America, not talking about Japan, but I mean, there's really a severe drop off. Now, Steve, do you have an opinion about this? You said you don't really keep up with things.
I don't, but I can tell you this in 5 words. I believe in Joe Hendry.
Wow.
That's all I got.
Wouldn't that awesome to rehearse that, and then we could put a picture of Joe Henry up?
That would have been awesome.
I'm just partial to Joe Hendry because he was nice to me.
That's awesome.
Steve has met superstars that we only talk about.
Yeah, Steve's big time.
No, Steve's not big time. He just was in the right place at the right time. That's really all it is.
All right, Charley, you this is gonna take us into my next question to you all. You talked about, you were naming off a lot of shows that WWE does now, along with TNA and AEW. My question is to you, Steve. Is it 10 years ago? I would have said, give me more wrestling every day. I want wrestling every day. But I'm looking back at things. I want to ask you, is it too much wrestling now to the point to where it's hard to consume it, to enjoy it? Because you pretty much got wrestling on every night. The bulk of it is WWE with what they put out. But yeah, to ask you guys this, what is it too much wrestling today?
I don't think so. I think that somebody that loves wrestling is probably pretty excited that there's something on every night. I know back in the day when Charley was in his prime, he would have loved to watch wrestling. I mean, he had so many volumes of video cassettes, so he could watch wrestling every day and see something new. To have it live and not on tape, I mean, I think that's a pretty cool thing. But it just depends on what you like. There are some people that say, nah, there's only wrestling on twice a week because I don't count Monday and Friday. Because there's that group that disregard the WWE entirely. And then there's the other people that say, well, wrestling sucks on Wednesday and Saturday. It comes back down to the fact that, right now it seems to be very polarizing for no particular reason. We all like wrestling. We all have the styles we like. And I think it's great that we have places to go to watch it, especially in the indies, because there are so many great indie companies running around. And right now, big companies like WWE and AEW are pricing the ordinary people out of going to any of these shows. The last WWE pay-per-view in Chicago, the SmackDown where AJ Lee returned, even nosebleed seats were going for $600. Well, how are you going to take your kid to see a fucking wrestling show and have to spend $1,200 just to get in the building?
Absolutely.
You're missing the point. And there's Joe Hendry. I knew he'd find
it. I don't mean to interrupt, but you have a very good point there, Steve. And I was listening to an interview someone else did on a podcast with another indie promoter, and they brought up this exact same point that the WWE is now trying to price out families of going to shows because the ticket prices have gone up exponentially. And so with indie wrestling, they think that they can provide an environment that everybody can afford, and it's a good way for indie wrestling to try and win fans by saying, we have some quality entertainment that is affordable so that you can take your family out to go to the show and isn't going to cost you an arm and a leg.
I got to piggyback off that, and I don't know why I say piggy because I hate that term. But also, too, an interesting point is every WrestleMania weekend for years now, all the indie promotions have set up shows around that week because there's a huge amount of wrestling fans from all over the world who are there for 7 or 6, 5 days, and they need some do, and they'll go see a lot of indie promotions. WWE tried to quash that for years, and they really haven't been able to. But now they decided to hold WrestleMania next year in Saudi Arabia, there's nothing for these promos to build around. I know there's talk of still putting something together where everybody gathers together in a city, whether or not the indie promotions band together or AEW and New Japan's behind it. But what do you guys think about that?
Well, and
I'm here. I'm here.
Thanks, Swink.
well, in 2026 they're going to be in Las Vegas, but 2027, yes, there will be in Saudi Arabia. But here's the thing about that. You are correct. They are trying to eliminate these other promotions from piggybacking. I know you hate that term, but
Gonna keep
Off of-
that's what we're
off-
calling this episode, the piggyback edition.
they're trying to promote off the backs of WWE, and they have been doing this for years. I mean, Ring of Honor was the one that started all this, and then everybody else jumped in. And now GCW has an entire collective of shows, and there's other promotions that got together and formed their own collective.
Mhm.
But they have now, because WrestleMania is now 2 nights, and they had the whole thing with the SmackDown in town at the same time, and the Raw and all that, and the Hall of Fame ceremony. So they're clearly trying to put more WWE events around the shows to try to limit the amount of shows and dates that these indie promotions can run. Because nobody has the balls to run against WrestleMania on Saturday.
Yeah. If I could just interject real quick, I think AEW. I'm sorry, Steve. I think AEW has the chance to do something amazing, while WWE is out in Saudi Arabia. And this isn't something that I just came up with, but I heard somebody else say AEW should come up with a WrestleMania style of event for those that can't travel over to Saudi Arabia. You know, like people like WrestleCon and other things are normally taking place during WrestleMania week. So AEW. I agree with this person that said it. They should do something the week of WrestleMania when WWE is in Saudi Arabia. So I just wanted to throw that in there to add my 2 cents to this.
It's interesting because the WWE took quite a hit with WrestlePalooza. Wasn't that what they called it? The thing that happened recently?
Yes.
Yeah.
They took a big hit because they did that jump to ESPN.
Yeah.
And not a lot of people jumped with them. And WrestlePalooza, even though it had a very sought after main event that people wanted to see, it had the worst numbers that what do they call them?
PLE.
What does that stand for?
Premium
Live
Live.
event.
Yeah, it had the lowest number of people watching of any PLE in, what was it, Swink? It was like the last 3 years or something, wasn't it?
I haven't even seen the numbers, and usually when they don't show you the numbers, that
Right.
means they're not good.
No, and they've alienated, and that's like I said, every weekend I'm amongst the wrestling masses, and the general consensus is I'm not going to buy that. I'm not going to get that. I don't want that. I don't want to see it bad enough to pay that money. That's what it comes down to. So, they made the jump to Netflix. Well, a lot of people have Netflix. So, of course, that would translate pretty well. There's a lot of other
Have
stuff.
you seen the Netflix numbers though?
I have not. I have not.
They're not good.
Okay, well, that serves them right. When you take something off of TV that people love, and now you're making them pay to see it, you're really testing the loyalty of a fan base. And they keep pushing that envelope further and further. It's slowly becoming the most ridiculous cash grab in history. And, it's hard to believe that Vince McMahon isn't behind it, at least in the forefront, because, that's his MO forever. The point is, you're going to push your fan base to the point where they're not going to support your product, and you're going to have to acquiesce and change. And I don't know if WrestleMania in Saudi Arabia is a great idea, because you're alienating a lot of people that, America is a pretty fucked up place to begin with right now. And now you're going to take it out of America.
Yeah.
And, you got a lot of people that love to wave the red, white, and blue that are WWE fans. How is that going to fit, especially another year into the Trump administration. You know, we're 9 months into this bitch, and it's already fucking chaos. So now let's spin this to 2027 when WrestleMania goes to Saudi Arabia. Trump may close the borders. We don't know. There's just everything is colliding and collapsing in on itself. And you know, grab your ankles and hide your wives.
Yeah. You know what? You grab your ankles and hide your wives. That's a good.
Jesus Christ. You want to talk about a rant? What the hell is happening? What is going on?
Right.
My sister-in-law had ICE invade a house 3 doors down from her. We are living in the we're Poland 1939, for Christ's sake.
It's definitely getting scary. I thought about, how should I put this? I don't even want to leave Michigan because I don't want to get nowhere and get snatched up.
Nobody's ever said that. Nobody's ever said, I'm not leaving Detroit.
So, exactly.
Even Kid Rock is like, I'm fucking out of here, man. I'm going to West Beverly Hills.
It's almost like, in all seriousness, they taking all your freedoms away. If we ever had some to begin with, but it's almost like it's slowly but surely, and not so slowly, but he's trying to make this more of a dictatorship, you know, a control type of thing, and it's not good. It's not a good time. I don't mean to transition into that, but if we want to, we can talk about it. But yeah, it's a tough time.
Maybe we need Vince McMahon as the president.
Yeah,
I hear any billionaire can become president.
His patient, for God's sakes. Think about that.
Now on Netflix, the State of the Union slam.
Well, did you hear they're having a UFC event on the front lawn of the White House next year?
Of course they are.
For a birthday.
If you have ever seen the movie Idiocracy, we are living in the movie.
We are living in that movie right now, and it's fucking unbelievable.
Wow, Idiocracy! I gotta see that.
I was about the WWE again because I know we talk more about the negative than the positive. I think sometimes, but I guess I don't want to feel like they all talk about all the tribalism. I feel like there's a clear reason behind negative feelings towards WWE, and we're talking about the indie. WWE started something called the WWE ID or something like that, where there's a direct line from whatever they choose, like the biggest independent promotion or whichever ones they like, and then there's a direct line from the main stars in those motions to get right into WWE. And sure, they want a funnel of talent. They have more young talent than they know to do with right now, but the real reason behind that is they want to cut other bigger promotions from getting that talent, and they want to squeeze everything out. See, that is back in the. We think WW been okay coexisting with the WWF, but then it got violent. They wanted to put other out of business. AEW, I think, fine coexisting with everybody else in the world, do it, and they share the ring with everybody else. The WWE wants AEW out of business. They want everybody fired. They want people to forget it ever existed. And that's the difference between the two. They're trying to choke off any other promotion. Now that they have TNA, they don't want there to be another promotion that gets anywhere even close to being considered a number 3.
And I not to cut you off, Charles, I disagree with anybody that wants AEW to go out of business. You know, like, I think that's the silliest thing to wish that, because I think if AEW goes out of business, the wrestling industry, you can basically close up shop. I'm talking about the mainstream wrestling industry. If AEW goes out of business, it's a wrap. You know, WWE, it was horrible. It's horrible right now. It'll get worse if AEW isn't in town. So I don't know why people wish for that. I don't get it. You know, competition is
AEW. AEW right now is important to the lifeblood of wrestling. And plus, where else do I want to see Dean Ambrose and Cesaro and Edge and Christian.
Yeah. And Tony Storm.
Damn, I thought that would get under Charlie's skin a lot more.
As far as the WWE ID thing goes, one of the people that's signed to one of those contracts Actually, there's been a few now. But as of like today, I believe Zara Zakher announced that she is no longer under a WWID contract, and there's been a few other people prior to her. So this thing is not working out, and I'm not surprised it isn't. But yeah. And then they also had that incident with one of the schools that was associated with WWID. It was Rikishi's school, where Raja Jackson went to the show and beat the holy hell out of one of the wrestlers, Psycho Stu, put him in the hospital, and now Raja Jackson is going to be facing jail time here. And yeah, so they got their WWID membership revoked after that incident, and that was Rikishi's wrestling school. So yeah, this WWID thing has been a pretty much a dud, and there's a couple of guys that they signed to ID contracts that were going to make it no matter what. Like Marcus Mathers was on trajectory to make it to WWE or AEW anyway. So this whole thing hasn't really worked out, and I know there were some concerns when it first started, like, oh, this is going to kill the indies, blah blah blah, and it hasn't. It hasn't done anything. And in fact, the people that got ID bookings, they were going on Twitter and asking indie promotions, please book our talent, but nobody was booking these people. So that's how well this whole thing has gone.
I wanted Martez question. I've always wanted to ask. Now I've talked about it before. I love the wrestling, the people getting in there, and the physicality of it, and I like the sports entertainment aspect of it, and I like all the goofiness and everything. And Swink is just, he loves the pureness of it, and Steve enjoys the money he gets announcing. Now Martez,
I don't get much money.
You are different from us because you were a WWE diehard, and you've been on record saying that you don't like the actual physicality, the sport of wrestling, athletic competition of wrestling as much. Now, there's WWE change for you. It's just a low point. You feel like the presentation is completely different.
I'm sorry, Charles. I didn't hear bulk of anything you said. Are you asking me? Were you trying to ask me what I like about?
I was asking you what has changed in the WWE, because you're different from all of us, where you're not as a fan of the athletic competition.
Oh, are you asking what's changed with my feelings? What's changed with my feelings about WWE? Okay, it's a few things. Life. I don't mean to get too deep, but life. I'm gonna start there. I'm realizing that there's more important things in life than wrestling. Number two, when the story, I watch it for the stories, not for the in-ring competition. That's nice too. That's a cherry on top. But when the stories are bad, you completely lose me. And I've defended WWE for years upon years upon years. I've even actually probably been in denial most times, but right now it's just horrible to watch. And I can't even lie to myself and tell myself that I like this stuff. That's how bad it is. I can't even psych myself out and condition myself to say, oh, this is good. It's bad because I see that and I've never been a booker. I've never been a creative of a wrestling promotion, but it comes off as lazy. It comes off as we're going to throw this out there and they're going to just take it, And as a fan, I don't want to be insulted. I don't want to be insulted. And right now, I feel like WWE is insulting its loyal fans, the ones that have defended WWE for the longest. I feel like they're insulting us. So that's the reason I am the way I am now, because the stories are just bad, and it's not worth my time. I got too much stuff I could be doing than to waste my time with that. And I'm being so serious about that. And I'm talking out of place of disappointment. I'm not a WWE hater, but I'm disappointed because I know they can do better. And there was so much fanfare about Triple H when he took over. Oh, he's the savior. There was people were celebrating like we won a Super Bowl or WWE won a Super Bowl, and they didn't. People were just celebrating him like he was Jesus Christ, and it's completely horrible now. And I know he's only one. I know he's only one man, but Jesus Christ. WWE hasn't been good since WrestleMania 40, and I'm gonna leave it at that. You know.
I just say it annoys me that Triple H his name at the end of the screen at the end of the broadcast. Like wants everybody, everybody already doesn't know that he's in charge now. He wants everybody to know that he's the one running the show. And I can't. I told Martez before I can't square or circle the square or square the circle. How is the Triple H that I never liked but admired for creating the original Black and Gold NXT? How is that the same guy who who sees the mainstream Raw and SmackDown as two completely different products? How is that the same guy? Steve, you showered with him. How is that the same guy?
I'm actually kind of still a little anxiety ridden over what Martez said because Jade Cargill is going to watch this and she's going to be pissed.
That's our next topic segment.
No sexual chocolate for Martez tonight.
Oh my god, that's terrible. That's unfortunate.
It's sexual, baby.
Yeah, Steve, you're gonna have to edit that part out then. So.
I don't edit anything. I barely know how to work this damn thing. We're letting it fly tonight. I'm sure political rants are a great thing to do right now. I'll probably end up canceled for saying something, but I love the way you feel. I love the way you expressed it. I mean, you're disappointed. You should be. A lot of people should be. There is some lazy booking going on right now. You've got a great time. You've got unmitigated resources to put out the best product we have ever seen, and yet you choose to take the easy layups time after time. At least that's what the WWE does. Some of their stories I think are pretty good. I've followed the John Cena story more than I thought I would. Perhaps it's of nostalgia. Perhaps I just thought when they said he was going to ruin wrestling and all the fans are like, I hate this. He sucks. And he was purposefully I thought that was a great story. I thought that was very interesting the way they did that. They made you hate it until he became John Cena again. And now it was a good idea that they actually pulled off pretty well. But then you go to the other side of the coin, and everybody's been clamoring for AJ Lee to come home, and she does, and so many compelling things could have happened and didn't. And that's unfortunate because that's a wasted opportunity. Are they going to get Adam Copeland to be borrowed for one night for that last match in December? That would be a very interesting situation. What does that say about AEW if they will allow that to happen? It supports Charlie's point that if our wrestler wants to do this for his friend, we will let it. That makes AEW look very heroic. So that would be a good move for AEW. But on the other side of the wicked stepmother is going to be like, we don't want Copeland here. We want Edge. So it'll be a very, very hard sell to get that if that's what they're trying to do. And I don't think the WWE would ever go for it simply because they'll continue to look like the evil empire and they don't want to look like that anymore. But right, the storytelling is it can be a little fickle, and it has been lately. Swink, you're smiling. You have the glasses on. There's Jade. There she is.
Oh my God. I'm falling in love. Oh my God.
That didn't take long. Martez is in love for the first time tonight.
Thank you, Charlie.
Martez in love every time he sees a woman on Facebook.
Now you got to get him a little stratisfaction.
Yes. My new one is Jada Parker. I like Jada Parker.
Hey. Now you got to give him the booty.
Hey! I like Jada Parker now too. So
now I think Jada Parker is a real talent. I think she really has talent to go place in the ring and her personality as well.
Absolutely, I agree with that.
Martez likes her for her assets.
That's not true. That's not true.
Yes, it is.
Turn my camera off, Steve.
I'm not turning it off. You're just gonna go to that strip joint down on 5th.
No. I can't do that, Steve. I can't. Oh, Charlie, don't do that too. Okay, Swing. Go back to your commentary.
That a dog collar? Never mind. I don't want to know.
How fun would it be if we had a control room who could do graphics?
I don't even know what the topic was. What is the topic?
I think you were smiling at the prospect of AEW loaning their wrestler for John Cena's last match, and I was saying that the WWE would never acknowledge it because they would have to acknowledge they are taking something good from AEW, and that would be completely anti-WWE right now.
I don't know what they're going to do for Cena's last match. I'm assuming he's going to wrestle Brock again, especially with the way that the first match here went at WrestlePalooza. I don't know if that's going to be Cena's last match. I know Adam Copeland is still signed on with AEW, I believe, until March of 2026. So I don't know if Tony Khan would allow him to be on the WWE show or not, especially with the way that WWE tries every chance they can to take cheap shots at AEW and Tony Khan. But at the same time, I don't really have a preference as to whether or not Adam Copeland goes back to WWE to have one more match with John Cena or not. I mean, I don't really care.
That was
Yeah, there she is.
Oh my
There's
gosh.
Trish.
Oh my gosh.
That is
She's one of
called
the greatest.
that is called the WrestleTalk in the D hat trick.
Yes, she's one of the greatest in-ring performers ever. That's the only reason I like her, because she's a great in-ring performer. Come on, guys.
Uh-huh.
Come on.
And now we know what the D in WrestleTalk in the D means. And now we know.
Oh my God, I forgot my
No,
next question.
that's a double D, not a D.
At least, if not more.
Oh man, how many more minutes we got, Steve? How many?
We are approaching 8:30. So technically, if you want to push this thing to 9, we have 31 minutes to go.
Okay. I guess we can squeeze the 33 minutes out. But I forgot my next question.
Well, no, you gotta let Nick start right now breaking down the card.
Oh yeah, that's
37
right.
minutes minimally.
That's right.
Oh God.
I'm gonna lay down. I'll be back. You keep talking. I'm here in spirit.
All right,
Do
sweet.
you really want me to talk about this show?
No, does anyone really care about Bound for Glory, to be honest? Does
I don't.
anyone really care if Santana's gonna finally win? I don't. Does anyone care?
I will say there is one match that I think has potential to be a pretty good match,
You're on the clock, Swink.
and that's Leon Slater against Javon Evans. I think that has a chance to be a good match. Probably potential to be the best match on the entire card. And the match that'll probably be the worst match on the entire card is Gia Miller against Tessa Blanchard.
How does a Blanchard have a job anywhere?
Well, she's been hiding out in Mexico this whole time until recently.
She was probably pardoned by the current administration.
It happens. It happens. All right. So we're in the final 30. How are we going to end this very rare thing?
I had two things I wanted to.
All right, Taz, what else do you want to talk about?
No, go, Charlie, because I really don't want to talk.
Martez, you're the show driver. Drive us home.
I'm just
All right,
kidding.
quick. I just want to talk about Sting real quick. There's a lot of iconic moments that happen in wrestling. I've been thinking about this recently, but I feel like Sting, like transforming into the Crow character, doesn't get talked about enough. So I wanted to ask you guys about that moment when Sting transformed into that character. Like, if we could take a look back at that. I mean, what were you guys' thoughts when that happened? And that's my last question for the night. I wanted to ask about Deathmatch too, but that's my last question for the night.
Well, this is right in Charley's wheelhouse. Go for it.
Well, I loved Sting. Like I said, we first stumbled across WCW flipping channels one Saturday evening, and I don't know. There's something about Sting. Obviously, millions and millions of people think so, but he was just such a larger than life good guy, and it was quite a risk to change from that into something darker. Although the whole landscape had changed at that point, and everybody wanted some darker. Nobody wanted the red and yellow anymore. They wanted the black and white of the NWO, because all those kids were all angry young men now, and so they wanted something different. I think I don't know if he did credit or not, but I think the thing that's difficult is a lot of people would assume being a stoic or a quiet character or a character who's just being, well, you don't have to really do anything to play that, but that's not true.
Mm-hmm.
There aren't a lot of guys who could have pulled that off the way Sting did it and still be that magnetic of a personality and be, have that much interest by pretty much just sitting in the rafters in different makeup with longer hair.
Mm-hmm.
It's unfortunate that the whole thing didn't end the way it was supposed to, but it was just such a different time in wrestling. It was so different than everything Steve and I remember growing up. That was such a switch of gears. It's still hard to fathom that even happened. And then, yeah, I'll always be partial to the Surfer Sting, but I just like Sting. I just think Sting's a good guy. You always hear he's one of those guys. I don't really think anybody has said anything bad about him. And I know he's also never put in the pantheon. I don't think a lot of people, I said this before, I don't think a lot of people would put him in their 10 of best wrestlers ever. And he's never, to me, he was never someone who sought out the glory. He was kind of stuck like the Macho Man, always playing second fiddle to Hogan. For a long time, he always had to defer to Flair until eventually he got over on Flair. What?
Swinkomania is running wild.
Swinking up.
Look at Swink.
Man. Look at the 6-inch pythons.
Negative 26-inch.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think I set up. I got lucky that the two guys I liked early on, people will tell stories of, oh, Macho Man was so paranoid and all this other stuff. And I think now that all these years have passed, the two guys that I fell the most in love with, they seem like they're still really beloved by everybody. And I just keep hearing good stories about them throughout the years that different people tell. And I just think that's cool. Like, man, there were times he'd go to like an indie promotion, not often, barely, and he'd let their main guy pin him in a match. He'd put over their main guy. It wasn't even televised, but I mean, he didn't have to do anything like that. And Martez is gone. There he is. So anyway, I could go on. I don't even know if I'm being that interesting.
But you never talked about your favorite Sting moment.
I'm gonna have to shut my camera off for a second.
You never talked about your favorite Sting moment of all time. WrestleMania.
Where's Swink going? Everyone's leaving, Steve.
WrestleMania is your favorite moment, right? When Sting finally came to WrestleMania? What a great moment that was.
That was as bad as every Sting fan, and that was as bad as Sting thought it was going to be. Sting never wanted to go to the WWE because he figured they wouldn't treat him right. He finally, at the end of his career, said, all right, I'll go. We'll give this a try. And they treated him exactly the way that he thought they were going to. And he left as soon as he could. And it almost ended his career with a terrible injury. Oh. Man.
Perfect.
Beat up WO members in his driveway when this thing is over.
You have the bat, man.
Mitch Blake would really appreciate that.
I love it. I talked about that when I talked to Martez. I don't know what my favorite moment is. Favorite moment is probably his retirement match because it was so well done, and his sons got to be a part of it, and he got so much respect, and the match itself was insane, and it was just so enjoyable for me. But the first that always comes to my mind, as I told Martez when we did our interview, was the Clash of the Champions, where he was defending the U.S. title against Rick Rude, and Lex Luger attacked him at the beginning of the show and hurt his knee. So they had to take Sting to the hospital because, oh my gosh, and the whole show, they're like, I don't know, Sting's not going to make it back in time for the main event. He's not going to be able to defend his title. And at the end of the show, Rick Rude goes out there. He, does his Rick Rude spiel, one of my favorite of all time. And the referee starts counting 10 because they're going to have to forfeit the match because Sting's not in the building. Then they go to the big screen, and you see an ambulance speeding down the street, and it speeds into the arena, into the parking lot. And Sting jumps out of the ambulance. His tights are cut. He's got his knees all bandaged up. He comes running all the way into the ring. He ended up losing the match. I mean, that was just so. That's been done many times since, and probably done before. That kind of return from the hospital. But that was so exciting. The first night I saw him, I guess I was losing my mind. So that's always the first thing that pops in my head.
That was the formation of the Dangerous Alliance, actually, that night, because Bobby Eaton told Sting, you should go to the hospital. So the idea was that Bobby Eaton wanted Sting out of the building, so he couldn't make it in time for the title match. So Rick Rude would win by forfeit. So it was all part of Paul E. Dangerously's plan. And yeah, that was the formation of the Dangerous Alliance.
Paul E. Dangerously, Ravishing Rick Rude, Arn Anderson, Larry Zbyszko, Beautiful Bobby Eaton, Medusa, and Stunt Steve Austin, pre-Stone Cold.
Steve Austin, yeah, what?
They don't get enough credit, I don't think.
What?
You gotta love the ringmaster.
I was Stunning Steve, not the ringmaster. What?
Wow, Swink's got it. I never heard this impression before.
Oh man,
We got Macho Ghosts. We got Stunning Steves. We got it all.
we got it all. Oh,
And the Macho Ghost says hello. Everybody wants to take some time off the camera for a while.
What happened?
So I said the Macho Ghost hello, everybody. He just wants to take time off camera for a while.
Okay. Well, we'll give it to him. He's hovering around here somewhere, I'm sure.
yeah, we missed the ghost.
And we thought we were going to get the ghost back, too, because we know the rapture is coming. Just look at TikTok. There's a rapture.
The rapture already happened a couple of weeks ago.
It's coming again. They were off by a few
That's
weeks.
why
These people need to shut
Turtle
up.
got raptured. Oh man, did you hear? Martez is getting saucy.
Yeah, when you do stuff like that, people already have a disconnect with the Bible. Well, some people already don't believe it fully, and when you say stuff like that and it don't happen, it further sets things back, in my opinion. And that's the disappointing part about it, because churches are being exposed. And it's been happening for a long time, but really now they're being exposed as fraudulent, and you have your false prophets and things of that nature. But this is a conversation for another day, because I'm very passionate about that. And
Martez, he started.
huh? yeah, I'm very disappointed. That's nothing. I look the way I look at church and Christianity is the way I look at WWE right now. I'm disappointed in it, and I grew up in it my whole life, and I've held positions in it as a young man, and still have positions in it. And it's a very fraudulent what I'm looking for, fraudulent thing, if you will. Not too many people are genuine with it, and that's the sad thing about it. That's all I want to say about that.
So I have a question for you, Martez. This is completely unrelated to wrestling or religion. I just want to know, why are you a New York Yankees fan and not a Detroit Tigers fan?
I'm glad you asked that question. All right, back when I started loving baseball, or being introduced to baseball, the Tigers weren't good. I started watching baseball in 98, 99, and 2000, and the Tigers were terrible. And the Yankees were winning World Series after World Series after World Series at that time. So that's how I fell in love with the Yankees, because they was the best team going during that time. And it's stuck with me ever since.
Bandwagon jumper.
Now, I'm a diehard Yankee fan. Like, Tigers can take second place.
If you're a diehard Yankee fan, then last night had to have been a difficult one for you.
It was. Oh my! I think last year's World Series was worse for me, because we did not show up against the Dodgers last year.
Yankees lose. The Yankees lose.
Oh my God! I've been seeing that clip all day, man. All day. What is that? Burt Reynolds?
No, that's Tom
Tom
Selleck.
Selleck.
Okay,
Magnum PI.
they kind of look alike a little
Magnum
bit.
was a Detroit Tigers fan.
Ah,
Magnum loved him some Kirk Gibson.
see, that was before my time. Yeah. I'm a youngie.
You're a young
Martez, no matter how old you are, you have to find a way to learn about and appreciate the lifestyle of Thomas Magnum PI. He may not have always been happy. He may have had tragedy in his backstory, but the man was a private detective who lived in a mansion he didn't pay for. He lived in Hawaii and had his pick of women.
Oh wow, really?
That's the greatest that anyone hoped lived.
Hey Charlie, was that the show where the car talked to him? The
That
vehicle
was
would
Knight
talk.
Rider. That was Knight Rider.
Oh, okay.
He just broke Steve's heart.
Well,
That-
who was in that?
That
Is
was
it
David
Knight Rider
Hasselhoff.
or is it Magnum? You be the judge.
Oh,
That was-
from Baywatch.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
And the car's name was Kit.
Kit, okay.
The
Two
Knight
T's.
Industries 2000.
I loved Knight Rider as a kid. I loved the hell
There
out of
we
that show.
go.
Ooh,
There's the
oh,
hawk.
pre Baywatch. Wow.
This is what Steve looked like in the early 90s.
Yeah. It's all been all downhill since.
Man, oh man.
Never had the talking car, though. Never had the talking car.
Steve
You know, we're almost done with this show. We got 15 minutes left. And, I told you that I had many things I wanted to talk about, not wrestling related. And I haven't been able to talk about any of them because you guys are just trying to get your shit in.
I haven't even got my shit in. What are you talking about?
You haven't.
We haven't even talked about TGPW at all.
Oh,
We should talk about TGPW. So I'll abdicate my time. I mean, I really wanted to get in depth about the comparisons between Great Pumpkin Charlie Brown and the Second Coming of Christ and all of the things that happened there. I really wanted to talk about the book that I read when I was 8 and how it compares to today. But I'd much rather hear about what Nick Swink's got to do.
Hell, God, it's me, Steve. That was his favorite book when he was little.
Last
Whoa.
of the great Wang Doodles, Charlie. Go ahead,
Martez, you
Swink.
haven't heard it?
Dazzle us with your talk.
All right, TGPW, the Guerilla Position Wrestling, the most unprofessional professional wrestling in Fire Pro Wrestling.
Who the hell's that guy?
Ryan Matthews. But just uploaded the new, I guess you would call it, event to the YouTube channel.
Would be an event.
T3, that Trios Tournament 2025, a 16-team single elimination tournament. The winners of the tournament get a TGPW Trios Championship shot. And I know some people, when I was sharing the graphics, this was a while ago though, but some people thought that this was a real wrestling promotion. They're like, where can I see this match? And I'm like,
I had somebody message me on social media. When are you and Rion and C Red? Where can I see that match? You can't.
Is that
well,
Steve?
you can. Well, you can.
Yeah,
but-
that's back when I had long hair.
Wow.
That's not real.
Not at all. That was
Well,
my
you can't-
Spicoli hair.
but you can in Fire Pro Wrestling World. You can
Wow.
see.
Swink is
Real.
that good that he convinced people that the video game was real.
I guess my graphic design skills are good enough that people think that it's real. I don't know.
And the way you push it, it comes off as real, like these matches are actually happening in real life.
And your flyers are better than some of the promotions that are really out there. So
But yeah, the new event is up there. It is in 5 parts. If you want to go out there and watch it, if you haven't yet, There's also a playlist I put up with all of the parts together, so you don't have to. All you got to do is hit play on the playlist, and then it'll just play them all in order. But anyway, that's the latest event. The next show coming up will be the Deathmatch tournament. It's called That Deathmatch Show. I have not actually given any thought to who's going to be in the tournament yet, but
Please don't make me fight Moxley again.
oh, there's a playlist of that too. If you want to see the legendary Steve Arrant versus John Moxley feud, that's also available on the YouTube channel.
My back hurts thinking about it.
Steve Arrant, the master of the dreaded testicular claw.
The claw.
It's also the vulvatic clamp, depending on who's wrestling.
That's fair.
But yeah, that's it. That's the plugs. Yeah. I don't know if anybody's got any other questions.
What else did you want to rant about, Steve?
Well, I told you that I was going to pull the top 10 list of from 1988 from Finland.
Okay.
Aren't you interested in that?
How could I not be?
Well, you don't seem interested enough, so I'm not going to share it with you. But it was dynamic back in 1988.
Well, now Finland, the nation of Finland and Scandinavia.
That's right. The nation of Finland's top 10 songs from 1988. They will surprise you.
You left out the song part, so that was my question. What is the top 10 list? Top 10 most popular songs in the country of Finland
in 1988.
Who would want to hear that?
I don't know. It came to me in a dream.
Let's hear it.
But Swink would like number 10 on that list. So I'm just going to give you number 10. Number 10 in Finland in 1988, Metallica, Harvester of Sorrow.
Do you remember whose walk-up music that was?
I do not.
The Chicago White Sox. It's Paul Konerko's walk-up music.
There you go. Well, I did not know that. So that was a few years ago.
Who was that?
That was me.
Really?
That had to have been the 90s, right?
That
was somewhere in the 90s.
Teenage Steve.
Somewhere in my heart.
What, Charlie?
That's where it is.
He's got many, many controversial things that he could bring out of mothballs at any time.
Did someone say my name?
Beyonce.
Beyonce?
Yeah.
Say my name.
But he said
I'm lost right now.
From Martez's name is a direct. It was a direct mall.
You breaking up? I couldn't hear anything.
I didn't understand what he said. I heard mothballs pretty effectively, but I didn't hear the rest of it.
Sorry, Charlie. Sorry.
Nope, can't hear him. I bet it was something very funny.
I love how instead of talking, they get closer to the screen.
Although I'm getting closer to the speaker to try to hear it.
That is true.
No, I said that Martez's ancestors from the old country, Martez's name comes from the old Martezio, which is a direct translation to balls that frighten moths.
I
did not know. That is a great Trivial Pursuit question.
I didn't know that either. Thank you. Thank you for telling me.
Thanks for making me repeat it. It went over so when you hear it.
Sorry,
now we heard it.
Man,
we've proven that that our 1 hour show should be our.
We do really good for an hour, and then it's hell in a handcart.
At least we're not going 3. At least we're not going 3 hours.
Everyone on.
At least we're not going 3 hours. But I did want to say something before we head out. But yeah, at least we're not going 3 hours. I'm sorry, Charlie. I cut you off too. I didn't. You were
No,
going.
I was just going to say, Martez. I was going to put everybody on the spot and say, Martez, all on together, wouldn't be doing them more often. So I'm putting that out there in the public. So when Steve and Swink say they don't want to do them, they look like the bad guys.
Solid plan.
I like how you did that. I like how you did that, Charlie. I like how you did that.
Well, originally this week was supposed to be the Macho interview, but Macho investigated his time so we could all together. And unfortunately, Turtle, who is 1% of this, could be here as recovers surgery. So he's I don't know, he's probably potatoes or something. I don't know what he's doing.
Well, I can tell you this, and I'll give you this little information. At Harvest Havoc in Joliet, Turtle is fighting for the Rocket Pro Wrestling Heavyweight Championship. It's his dream.
Wow.
So that's pretty cool.
Nice.
I can see where. So don't be too excited, fellas.
I'm excited. He's worked his ass off for 10 years to get to a moment like this, so I'm proud of the kid.
That's good. That's awesome. That's awesome.
That's something I want to talk about. I totally forgot about it, but we can't get into it now. But that's the thing. We're having a private discussion as we do on our Facebook Messenger thread. And I had a comment where wins and losses in professional wrestling don't really matter. And then that statement has a couple different levels to it. From the character standpoint, wins and losses matter. So your character can earn themselves a title shot, but also behind the scenes, it doesn't really matter wins and losses. You know, the kind of person you are or what the company desires can put you in a position to win a title. So it can mean two things. It can mean that you've accomplished something behind the scenes, or a storyline. I'm just trying to encapsulate things. I could tell no one's listening anymore.
No, you're actually right. I mean, being a good citizen in the locker room, if you're good to the company you work for and the fans like you, you don't have to win every match to get big profile things. And Turtle, for some reason, in Joliet is an absolute superstar. He gets Joe Hendry pops every time he comes out. It's the damnedest thing I've ever seen.
Wow.
Well, no offense, but it's Joliet.
That's fair. Hey, that's where Swink lives.
That is where I live. Yes.
You just dished your town, Swink. And I'm going to dish your town. Can you maybe fix one fucking road at a time? Do you have to fix every fucking road? Do we have to fix every fucking bridge simultaneously?
Okay. So the Cash Street Bridge is out, and it's going to be out until Halloween of 2026. Listen, I'm not happy about it either. The Ruby Street Bridge is still open, but
what a pile of shit getting into Joliet is on a monthly basis. It fucking sucks.
And then they're messing around with 80 and 55.
Yes, they are.
Yeah, it's a total mess out here. You're preaching to the choir because I have to drive through it every day on my way to and from work. So
it's very inconvenient for us that are trying to work.
And see, now that was just a glimpse there. That was a 30-second glimpse, Steve putting forth an actual rant as opposed to those guys online who try to put off and say, oh my gosh, listen to my rant. They don't even know what they're talking about. Steve could put on an hour-long rant about not cheese on his sandwich.
The cheese rant is legendary.
The Portillos.
What were you going to say, Swank?
The Portillos, yes.
Yeah, I went after Portillos.
The night of the cheese dog.
What were you going to say, Swink?
Nothing.
He was not going to say anything, which is bullshit. We know that. Swink, if we let Swink talk, he would have talked this whole hour and a half. just about, and in the same tone the entire time. It would have been like this.
3 minutes.
Who the hell
Martez has got to cut. Martez's time is up at the library.
No, 3 minutes. Oh, so I had a
Trish Stratus doll is inflated now. He's ready to go. That's why his camera went dark earlier.
no.
All right, we got 3 minutes left. 3
I
minutes.
do want to say something, if I can say so. Seriously, for those that will be listening to this, I wanted to thank each and every one of you all for doing those separate interviews with me. You guys are near and dear to me. I wanted to get that off my bucket list of things to do because you guys have helped me out so much. And I sincerely appreciate you all. Hopefully we can do more of these group shows together now that I got the interviews out the way. I know we won't be able to do it all the time, but I appreciate y'all. So I wanted to say that. And this was the perfect cherry on top of the ice cream, this show right here to do this. So thank you, Charley. Thank you, Steve. Thank you, Swink or Swinky. I think I messed up your name on the flyer. And Turtle. Thank you. So that's all I want to say.
Swink, any final thoughts?
Yeah, go see One Battle After Another in the theater. I went to go see it a few weeks ago, and it was a really good movie, and everybody should go see it. And also, thank you to Martez for having me on a few weeks ago. I thanked him before, but I'll thank him again here. And yeah, it was fun to get back together with everybody here tonight. Unfortunately, Turtle couldn't be here with us, but he's here in spirit, the 1% of him. But yes, yeah, who knows? Maybe we'll do another one of these sometime soon.
Charley.
But we're not doing this again next week.
Charley got 1 minute. 1 minute.
1 minute. I'm stalling so I could find another picture. You mean we're not doing another one of these next week?
Who's to say?
There's
Turtle.
Future
Nice. Champion right there. Look at the gloss on his head.
Secret hate each other.
Turtle bowls, so he puts his forehead on that thing that cleans up the ball. That's an amazing shine right there. Charley, say something intelligent before we have to go away.
Well, it's always fun to get together and talk. I enjoy it. I don't know why, for some reason, whenever we get together, there's always some kind of technical problems. I could listen to 100 other shows done by other people, and there's never just
right on cue. Right on cue.
Martez disappears. Like someone, it's like if this was like the beginning of a true crime show, or this was like the beginning of Law and Order, we'd be on here and we think, did someone just murder Martez? We don't know what happened. Our friend was online with us. We were doing a group chat. All of a sudden, he looked to the side. His camera went dark.
It's that new show. Only murders on the Guerilla Position.
Yes, CSN3. That's what we should. When you post this, Steve, and now once again, Steve offered to do this on Zoom because we couldn't fit 5 boxes of us, or 5 of us on Instagram, which would have been Martez's thing. So Steve now has to go and do whatever, render this and put it on 2 different websites, even though he just wants to go to bed. But you don't have to do it. This isn't live, so you can do it whenever you want to.
No, I like to get these things out there because it's people might want to watch it. I mean, at least 4 people will watch it. At least 4.
I know Mama Swink will probably.
Mama Swink will watch it. We love Mama Swink. She made our favorite robot. Well, Martez is gone. Martez is logged off. He was done at 9 o'clock.
Kusi has left the chat.
Kusi said before we started, God, I wish we didn't have this tonight. That's a direct quote. That was said. It wasn't recorded, but that's what he said. And we still championed it for an hour and a half.
Who said that?
Martez. He's like, God, I wish this could have been another night. I'm tired.
Well, you know what? The funny thing is, this morning, because I didn't he asked me to do a flyer and I didn't finish it because you can't rely on me to do anything that you ask me to do. I'll send you 100 different stupid comedy things that I'll put together, but you asked me to do one thing and I'll never finish it. So this morning I was like, well, I didn't finish the flyer. And I thought, is somebody really going to want to do the show tonight? And I thought to myself, We're not doing the show tonight. I'll till 11 o'clock and see if anybody can. So it's on. I see you guys were do the show.
We are committed. Or we should be committed. I don't know. You pick. It's been fun. Guerilla Position reunion. That was a thing. I was listen, this you'll find this interesting. I was at a show recently where Al Snow was there. And I said, Al, you probably don't remember me. You came on our radio show, several years ago, and you were great, and you stayed for a long time, and we really appreciate it. He's like, "Did you pay me?" I'm like, "Yes." He's like, "Oh, then I had fun." Al Snow, ladies and gentlemen, entrepreneur.
Well, I don't feel bad. One of the things that for some reason pops in my head during that show, a lot of people know Al Snow played a lot of different characters before he came over as his crazy character in WWE from ECW, I believe. But he was a master and avatar and master character named Shinobi who were enhanced talents, and all the matches I saw with him as that were absolutely horrible. So I asked him for Adam Culture goes to ask him this. Macho Adam, who lose in a match between Avatar and Shinobi? You guys hear me?
Yeah.
Who would lose in a match between Avatar and Shinobi? And Al didn't answer. I said the fans. And I always felt bad because I thought maybe I offended him, but now I don't care.
Now you don't care. And that's exactly the way I feel about Leo Rush. But
well, he did go for a show.
At least he gave us the money back. All right.
Absolutely.
Guerilla Position 2025 ends tonight. Maybe we'll be back again soon. You never know.
I wish started a new show where Steve just ran and I listened to him. Well, here we go.
Let us pray.
Okay.
Say goodnight, Charley.
Good night, Charley.
Say goodnight, Swink.
Say goodnight, Swing.
Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for watching. Good night. And maybe one more before the end of the year. Who knows? We'll see you later.